We're back once again for another Labyrinth / UFC breakdown, full fight card prediction. Today we got a 12-fight banger fight night to get into. You already know what it is. We're jumping straight into it. All right, first fight of the night, we got Zach Pauga versus Modestas Bukauskas. Now, Zach Pauga, he showed in his last fight that he really does his best work on the inside, making an ugly, dirty boxing style clinch fight. He's got a heavy low leg kick and a powerful right hand. Pauga, he'll want to build upon that pressure clinch attack that he did so well with last time out, because the opponent, Modestas Bukauskas, will be the far more polished striker at range. Bukauskas has good footwork and timing, and he fights well behind the jab. Now, if this fight goes to the ground, Modestas Bukauskas, he does have a sneaky grappling game he can go to as well. I see him being the more well-rounded of the two and using his experience edge to get the job done against Pauga. It's a lower level fight to open up the card as usual, so not really the biggest confidence by any means, but Modestas Bukauskas should be able to do enough to get his hand raised. So yeah, I'll take Modestas Bukauskas here. All right, next fight up, we got Ronnie Lawrence versus Daniel Argueta. Now, Ronnie Lawrence is a very well-rounded fighter. He's an outstanding wrestler, but he's an even better striker. He's got beautiful footwork, a great jab, and he has excellent movement. Now, the opponent, Daniel Argueta, he is a wrestler, grappler who is always looking to take the guy down. He's decent on the feet, but he'll be at a disadvantage standing here. Now, Daniel Argueta, he'd be wise to wrestle Ronnie Lawrence down and get his grappling going early and often right here. Lawrence definitely should use his wrestling in reverse and keep it standing as much as possible. Now, both men have excellent cardio, so this will be a fun, high-paced fight. I think that Lawrence will be able to use his natural fighting ability and instincts to keep this fight pretty much in his favor. He's just a little bit more well-rounded and definitely a much better striker. So my pick, I'm going to have to go with Ronnie Lawrence. Next up, we got an interesting matchup right here. Tereza Bleda versus Gabriella Fernandez. So this fight right here comes down to the clinch game of Gabby Fernandez. She's got a beautiful Muay Thai clinch, nasty knees and elbows on the inside. But that's going to be going up against the wrestling and grappling attack of Bleda right here. And Bleda, not the greatest, shooting takedowns in the middle of the octagon. She more likes to get fights to the clinch and look to trip the opponent down from there. I just think that right here the line is a little bit off. I think Gabby Fernandez probably should be close to even money here. I think you could probably even get a better line on Fernandez after round one, because probably in round one, I think Bleda is going to be able to get her takedown going a little bit in round one. But after that, I think Fernandez should be able to figure her out a little bit, keep it standing a little bit more. If she can do that, it'll be her fight all day on the feet. So I'll take the chance on Gabby Fernandez. Carlos Hernandez versus Dennis Bondar up. Now, Dennis Bondar, he looked like he may have underestimated his opponent last time out. He got caught on the feet, and then reversed on the ground, which led to a gruesome arm injury that ended the fight. Now, he's a good grappler with solid takedowns and strikes from the clinch, but he's going to want to clean that up against a solid fighter like Hernandez. Carlos Hernandez, he's a good stand-up striker. He has quick hands, fast footwork, and he can wrestle a little. Hernandez, I noticed about him, he falls into the clinch when looking for his offense, which should give Bondar some clinch opportunities in this one, which is what he wants. Now, since Hernandez really wants to wrestle more often than not, and since I see Bondar getting that clinch quite a bit in this fight, I think this fight probably ends up on the floor. In a grappling heavy fight like that, I just think that might make it to where Bondar could just kind of be in his element a little bit more, and give Bondar the advantage a little bit. So my pick, I'm gonna have to go with Denny's Bondar here.
Idée Noire, Idée Noire.
Kang versus Cristian Quiñonez up. Good matchup right here. This could be a sneaky little fight of the night right here, guys. I mean, this is a very tough fight. Now, Kang, he's a guy who is just very difficult to fight, these type of guys, man. He's got that nasty low calf kick. He's got a good stinging jab, man. Good counter right hand. He's a technician on the feet, but more so than anything, he really likes to grapple, man. He's a damn good grappler with a lot of submissions. Guys like that, very difficult to fight. Now, his opponent, Cristian Quiñonez, is more of a boxer. He's very slick with the hands. Good counter puncher in his own right, man. This is going to be a damn good scrap. So I think it's going to be a chess match out there. One thing I noticed about Kang, though, is that whenever he shoots those low leg kicks, he does tend to leave his head on the center line a little bit, man, and I think that's going to give Cristian Quiñonez some opportunities to score with those heavy hands of his, man. So I'm going to have to take Cristian Quiñonez in this one. Next up, we got Jimmy Flick versus Alessandro Costa. So it's a pretty close fight right here. Kind of difficult to think about how it's going to go. Alessandro Costa, he can have some success with his striking in this fight. He's got nice low kicks, good punching power, and he's got good wrestling and top control as well. Now, Jimmy Flick, he wants to get his unorthodox grappling game going. Flick will be at a big disadvantage standing, so he's definitely not going to want to stand too long with Costa. Costa has to be careful in mad scrambles too, because Jimmy Flick, very dangerous in a scramble. But if he can mind his P's and Q's, he should be able to stay safe on top. Costa has a decent gas tank, so this fight should be going his way the later it goes. Now, I do have the over 1.5 rounds parlayed. I think that's a good, safe play right there. Hopefully it cashes for me, but as far as my pick, I got Alessandro Costa by decision. All right, up next we got Nicolas Dalby versus Muslim Salikhov. Now, Nicolas Dalby is going to have a nice size advantage in this one, even though it says they're listed both at 5'11". It looks like Dalby's got a good 1.5 inch height advantage. He's going to have a huge reach advantage in this fight as well. Dalby, he's a well-rounded vet in the game. He's light on the feet. He's got a beautiful jab. He's got great cardio and wrestling. Dalby's kickboxing pace and volume looked really good in his last fight. His head movement isn't great, but his chin is phenomenal. He's never been stopped. Now, the opponent, Salikhov, is a creative kickboxer with good footwork, nice leg kicks, and flashy spinning techniques. I think the key for Dalby in this fight will be his pressure and grappling attack. He needs to be either all the way in or all the way out here. Use that jab at range, and then once he gets in close, lean on him and make him tired in that clinch. Yeah, I think it's a good fight, but if Dalby used that size advantage and have a smart game plan here, he should get it done. I got Nicolas Dalby in this one. Next up, we got Nicolas Mata versus Manuel Torres. So, potential fireworks in this one, guys. I got the no distance parlayed in this fight. I think the way these two guys fight, not much in the way of striking defense at all, but they're both definitely always on the attack. The big power in their hands, man, coming forward, looking to take somebody out. I think somebody's night is going to be ending early, man. Whoever wins this one, I think is going to be winning in spectacular fashion. Now, as to how I see it going, I think Nicolas Mata, you know, he's that guy who kind of plods forward a little bit. He's a little bit basic on the feet. He does have a beautiful left hand, man. He can sleep anybody, man. If he touches you with that left hand, he can put you out for sure. But Manuel Torres, I don't know, man. I just think he's a little bit cleaner on with his footwork, particularly, and I think he's going to be coming forward very aggressive as well. And I don't know. I just think he'll be able to land first, and whoever lands first in this one, I think is gonna take it. So I'm gonna go with Torres here. Pat Sabatini versus Lucas Almeida. Pat Sabatini is a strong grappler with a variety of submissions he can go to at any time on the mat. He's not a striker. He's flat-footed, and he does have a bad habit of ducking his head down into shots, man. He takes his eyes off the opponent when he does. He'll need to avoid doing that here because his opponent this time is a wild man who's always on the hunt, man. Lucas Almeida, he's a finisher. All of his wins have come inside the distance, and with his style, he almost reminds me of a Renato Moicano on the feet. He's got great pressure on offense, powerful right hand, and clean left hook. Now Almeida, he can get taken down at times, so if this fight goes to the judges, Pat Sabatini will likely be ahead on the scorecards. Now Lucas Almeida can make it interesting, however, if he can prove difficult to hold down here. Look for him to time a knee up the middle as Sabatini goes in to change levels. My pick is going to be Lucas Almeida in an upset. Hey, good scrap right here. Cristian Leroy Duncan versus Armen Petrosyan. Now, Armen Petrosyan, for the most part, he's a pretty clean striker. He's got good low leg kicks, good body kicks, nice punches on the feet too, man. He can come forward with a nice little 2-3. He can also fade back with a counter 3-2. This looks really good standing. The only thing I would say about him that I don't like is whenever he shoots the 2, man, his left hand's down a little bit, man. It's kind of way too low every time he shoots the right, and that's going to be potentially a bad thing here against Cristian Duncan. Cristian Duncan has got some of the best footwork for a big man I've ever seen, honestly. He's a very, very good striker, man. He can switch stance with ease, and I see him being able to switch stance whenever Petrosyan shoots that right. Cristian Duncan switches stance and throws that little sweeping right hook over the top, man. He'll catch Petrosyan and probably end up putting him away. He can also grapple too if he needs to. And if it goes into the grappling realm, I think that's going to be more his world too. So give me Cristian Leroy Duncan. Up next, it's the co-main event, Arman Tsarukyan versus Joaquim Silva. Joaquim Silva is a heavy-handed striker with an innovative offensive attack on the feet. He's got a lot of flying knees, front kicks and side kicks, and a big overhand right. Silva has tremendous footwork to set up his strikes, and you definitely don't want to get hit by his punches because he's got massive power in his hands. Now, he'll want to keep this fight on the feet as much as possible because the opponent, Arman Tsarukyan, he's one of the nastiest grapplers in the division. Tsarukyan, he's one of the brightest young prospects in the world today. He's got outstanding wrestling, devastating submissions, and excellent striking as well. Arman Tsarukyan's timing is very good, and that should be a big key for him right here. Get the timing of Silva on the feet to wait for that perfect opportunity to shoot the takedown. Now, I have a bet on Arman Tsarukyan inside the distance. I think that's going to be a good play for you guys right there. It's a little bit steam, but I got it as a parlay piece. My pick, Arman Tsarukyan by finish. Pretty good main event right here. You got Marvin Vettori versus Jared Cannonier. Now, Jared Cannonier is another guy with big power in his hands, man. You definitely don't want to take a shot from that guy. He can hurt you on the feet. And he's been working on his timing and footwork as well. The opponent, Marvin Vettori, this is a very durable, well-rounded dude, man. He's definitely going to have the better footwork of the two in this matchup. One thing I would say about Marvin Vettori, though, is whenever he shoots his shots on the feet, you'll notice his opposite hand is kind of down by his chest, man. And my old boxing coach used to always tell me, what are you doing, man? You trying to guard your chest or your chin? You know, get your hands up a little bit, man. But Vettori definitely can take a good shot, man. He's just got to be careful and watch out for that good short straight right of Cannonier. Now, this is an open stance fight, so I do tend to favor the guy who's got the better footwork, and sometimes Cannonier will get off balance whenever he's coming forward to try to land, and Marvin Vettori is a guy who's always balanced underneath him. He's got good cardio, again, very good durability, good wrestling attack too. I'm gonna have to go with Marvin Vettori in this one. And if you made it this far, guys, massive shout out to you. As always, be sure to subscribe to Arc Uncivilized on YouTube for the craziest live streams, the most entertaining sports content, and the very best MMA prediction competitions. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.